My TV is just on that desk. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Nick here, and today we're taking a look at Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island, a 2006 game released for PS2, GameCube, DS, I think Wii? Correct me if I'm wrong. And this game was actually very good to play. I played it when I was 7, and I managed to complete it around 2 or 3 years later. I don't know why it took me that long to complete it. Probably because of some scary characters. We'll get to that in a second. But before we take a look at many things this game has to offer, let's focus on the story real quick. So the story is, you've been summoned by the wise old crab. Well, 9 Nicktoons characters have been summoned by the wise old crab to stop their ancient enemy known as the MAWGU, who's escaped from his prison to seek vengeance on this island. The MAWGU's created a terrible ooze that corrupts everything it touches, but the legends of the crab's people say the Nicktoons are the chosen ones who can stop him. But unfortunately, the MAWGU has destroyed the circle, and the heroes are now scattered throughout the island. So it's our mission to play as SpongeBob and Danny to find our friends and stop the MAWGU and save the island! And there's a lot of crabs going on around here. I'm noticing a theme for this game. I'm not cutting that out. I find the decision to make SpongeBob and Danny the main characters in the entire game to be kind of odd. Like, I get it, SpongeBob and Danny are 2 of the best Nicktoons shows, and 2 of the greatest characters from the 2000s era. And it might surprise a lot of you to know, I did grow up with SpongeBob and Danny Phantom. And I still watch SpongeBob. I wish Danny Phantom was still on in this current year. But it's actually a really interesting idea. Of course, Timmy is also playable in this game, but he's somewhere within the 4th level of the game. You gotta find him in the 4th level, and only playable in the 6th level. We'll get to that later. Other playable characters include Patrick from SpongeBob, Along with Sandy, also from SpongeBob, and Sam from Danny Phantom. Tucker and Squidward are also in the game, but they're not playable. Tucker is there for basically helping out, and Squidward is just there to whine, as always. And there's definitely no other main character I forgot. Jimmy Neutron is communicated from his lab via his communicator, so technically speaking, and this might sound controversial, I'm not including Jimmy Neutron in the lineup. You all have permission to cry in the comments. Second time this has happened today. I love the MAWGU. I think the MAWGU was a brilliant villain. Even though he was kind of mysterious, like we barely get to see him in episode 1, but we do get to see him around the final part of chapter 9, and then go full on battle mode in the final chapter. And the MAWGU's kind of main role as a villain was kind of questionable. I don't think he had a purpose. He just created an ooze that just spread throughout the entire island. I assume it possesses all of the residents in the island so he can take over. I don't know what was going with that. But the rip was really important. The whole vortex above the volcano. Actually, let me think about it. Who is this guy? Who voiced the MAWGU? Fred Tatasciore. Excellent job, man. I might have butchered your name. Excellent job voicing the MAWGU. I felt the emotion the MAWGU had. Nobody calls the MAWGU a toy. Thank you very much. I'm also available for voice acting. Contact me through Discord, please. Shelly, also known as the Wise Old Crab, done a very good job at being the main mentor of the game. Like the guide of this universe, we'll say. Even though he wasn't present between episode 7 and the end of the game, it felt kind of sus when the Wise Old Crab wasn't present between that part of the game. It almost made me feel like the Wise Old Crab was secretly the MAWGU. Kind of wasted potential for a plot twist. Why don't we talk about the music and the gameplay? Both are good. There are many segments in the game where I questioned most of the game, because there are a few amount of flaws with the game, but they're not really flaws, but they were kind of fixed within Attack of the Toybots. Like, for example, character selection is forced, and as I mentioned before, Crystal Ruins, which is the 6th level in the game, that's the only level you can play as Timmy. I'm not even kidding! What if I wanted to play as Timmy more levels? What if I wanted to play as Sandy more often? What if I wanted to play as my boy Patrick in the entire game? I get it's the main story, but as soon as we complete a certain chapter, we don't have to follow your rules, okay? Hi, Carrie! My sister just walked through the door. Also, is it just me, or did anyone else find the Great Carapace scary when they were 7? Apologies for the jump scare. The levels were... Burger cheese! The levels were pretty good. I mean, the whole point of the game was mainly going from point A to point B, and that's basically the simplest gameplay ever. Going from point A to point B with basic melee attacks. My favorite level of the game has to be Calamity Cove. I don't know why, it's just... It's good. It's really good. That was a callback to my Jobby parody. Make sure you go check that out. And while you're down there, smash like. Anyway, I could talk about this game for as long as I want, but I tried doing this before and it came up to 18 minutes, I think. So I'm gonna try and make these reviews quick and simple and easy for me to record and edit. I almost forgot what the term was. I have no idea where the game is gonna be. Yeah, we'll go here. For Battle for Volcano Island, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good game with some decent topics of concern, some flaws that weren't really flaws, but I feel like should be fixed in a remaster. Imagine if this game got a remaster. Oh my god. Remasters are so unhealthy for me because they bring me back to nostalgia. I'll see you guys next time.